Well, large homeless encampments have formed at 2 schools in Seattle, including a middle school. But members of Seattle's school board are demanding that the mayor's office keep the encampments in place. Once again, a story you can't believe is real, but Jason Rantz of Seattle confirms it is. He's a radio host there. He broke this story. He joins us with details. Jason, good to see you.
Good to see you, Tucker. I toured the encampment just a few days ago at Meany Middle School. This is one of the schools that's impacted. It's one not really far from the autonomous zone, and it's attached to a park, and that park serves as one of the ways that you get to this actual school, and it's simply overrun with homeless. And I'll be honest, I lost count of the amount of tents that are there. Around 40, maybe 50. There's trash absolutely everywhere. I was briefly followed by a homeless man with a metal pole that he was banging on his hand in sort of a menacing way, and despite being careful, I managed to step on a syringe. Now, thankfully, no needle was attached, but I mean, imagine what's going to happen with more kids showing up. Right now, you've got some kids there. These are special education students, but schools are set to reopen in Washington State in just under 2 weeks. In this internal email to the mayor that I was able to get my hands on, School Board Director Zachary DeWolf asked for ideas on how to handle the situation that's happening there. But in no uncertain terms, he said, and this is a direct quote, "I want to state very clearly, this is not an ask for a sweep." But the city was going to do a sweep anyway because they realized that these people who are homeless are not taking up any offers of resources. They're not going into shelters. And that's when publicly the school board president, her name is Chandra, Hampson, she put out a joint statement with DeWolf basically demanding that sweeps never be performed on school grounds adjacent or elsewhere. And they put never in all caps. So they're very, very serious.
This is dystopia that they've created. Why do they believe that vagrants, the right of vagrants to live next to a school is more important than the right of kids not to step on syringes and be hassled by vagrants? Where do they get that idea, do you think?
Well, kids are privileged. They live in homes, and thus they are not deserving of any special protection like people who are homeless through no fault of their own. And this is not just happening here in Seattle, and certainly not just happening at schools. I mean, look at the 10 cities, for example, that are happening in the other Washington, D.C.
There's video right there taken by someone, a friend of the show. That's probably 200 yards from the Capitol on L Street under a bridge. And you got to kind of wonder, is nobody noticing this? This is the world they're creating. Jason Rantz, I appreciate your coming on tonight. Thank you. It's dark, but it's good to know it.
Thank you, Tucker.
I appreciate it.